Hi everybody, this is Professor West. Welcome back. Today we're going to walk through some of the basics of an Alice program. So I double-clicked the icon that it set up on the desktop when I installed it, and this is the very first screen that comes up. This is going to let you start off by picking a generic ground or other stuff. You could go to projects or recent or files or whatever. But right now, let's just start a blank one. So let's click on the grass, for example, and click the OK button. When you do, you should come up with a window similar to this. So this is what a generic blank screen looks like, blank project. Today we're going to talk about setting up the scene using the scene editor. So to do so, before we get to that, let me show you one other thing. If you come here between these sections where the arrow changes to double arrows pointing different ways, you can click and hold and you can change the size. So I like my window here to be a little bigger because it just makes it easier for me. So that's something you can do. So right now, let's click on the scene setup button. Or the setup scene button, I guess. This brings up our window. There's three parts. This is our camera view window. It's going to let us work on the camera views, the angles, and all that kind of stuff. This one over here is the properties panel. It's going to let us manipulate the properties of various objects once we put them on the screen. And then down here is the gallery. Gallery is just a bunch of pre-made things that you can use. So first, let me talk about the camera view section. Down here are the controls, and these are going to let us move how we see things. This lets us see it from a little higher, a little lower. This moves it forward, backwards, and left, right. And this one turns us left or right instead of just moving directly to left or right. And these will rotate the camera up or down. And then we also have this one up here where you have a lot of different options. You want to lay out scene view, you want to see it from the top, the side, the front. We'll get to all these later. So don't worry too much about them all right now. Down here are the galleries. This first tab, these are all tabs, just like we used in Microsoft Word and Excel and so forth. And just like in those, the tabs group things together. In this one, it says group gallery by class hierarchy, which means in this case it's going to be things that are similar. So here's the biped class. That means you have 2 arms and 2 legs. The flyer class flies. Quadruple class has 4 legs, and so forth. This one groups it by themes. So here's an African theme, an Amazon theme, fantasy, Far East, haunted, and so forth. And there's a lot more, as you can see. This scroll bar is not even close to being done. There's a lot you can choose from. This next one says sort it by group. So you could do animals, characters. If you want to see what all your different characters are, you could go in there. And there's an actual girl named Alice. There's an alien. It says alien robot, but it looks like a weird butterfly to me. But there's just a whole lot of different ones that you can choose from. Lastly, these are all 3D also, as you can tell. So this will help us to be able to use them. A lot of them already have built-in functions. I already showed you the one with the wolf, where it had it walk in and then do the huffing and puffing and so forth. A lot of these have pre-built commands that you can use. So, and of course we'll get into that too. The last section is the properties section. Once you click on something, like right now I've clicked on the ground. So here are the properties for the ground. And I could change, if I wanted to change the atmosphere color, I could come here and change it. If I want to change the above light color, right now it looks white because it's doing daylight. I could change that. I could change a lot of this stuff. I can also change what I'm doing here. I can resize things, rotate them, whatever. And that's going to be true if I pick any of these characters and so forth. So this is how we're going to set up everything starting in the next video. And last but not least, how do you get back? If you want to get back to editing the code, you click the edit code button. And it brings you back to our first edit code window section. And in that section, this is where we're going to put the commands that we're going to work on and some other stuff. So anyway, that's the basics of the scene, how to set it up, and we will do more in the next video. Alright, bye everybody.